Good morning students, this is for class 11th, subject biology, chapter 7, structural organization in animals, and this is lecture number 2 of chapter 7. Topics to be discussed in today's lecture are cell junctions and connective tissue. In connective tissue, you will study about loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue and specialized connective tissue. So let's start our lecture with cell junctions. So cell junctions are the junctions that provide structural and functional links between adjacent cells. You know, there is requirement of the exchange of materials between the adjacent cells. That's why to continue that exchange of materials between the cell, there are different junctions which are found between the adjacent cells. So we can say these are junctions which provide structural and functional links between the cells. Now these junctions are of three types. So cell junctions are of three types. We can say these are tight junctions, adhering junctions and gap junctions. These are three types of junctions which are found between adjacent cells as a link. Now let's see what are the functions of these different types of junctions between adjacent cells. So first of all, we have tight junctions. These tight junctions you can see here. These are two adjacent cells and these are different types of junctions found in these adjacent cells. So first of all, these are tight junctions, and these tight junctions help to stop substances from leaking across a tissue. Means whatever the substance is present inside a cell, or you can say a group of cell make a tissue. So whatever the substance present inside a tissue, these tight junction stop that substance from leaking across a tissue, right? So this is function of tight junction. Second type of junction which is found between adjacent cell is adhering junction. So these adhering junction are present here. You can see here this blue colored junction, and it performs cementing to keep neighboring cells together. Okay, as the cement keep two bricks together, likewise this adhering junction keep two cells together. Okay, so we can say it acts like a cementing material to keep two neighboring cells together, right? After that, next type of junction is gap junctions. These are gap junctions. You can see here, these are gap junctions, and function of these gap junction is to facilitate the cells to communicate with each other by connecting cytoplasm of adjoining cell. So these are to connect the cytoplasm of adjoining cell. Okay, in the cytoplasm there will be different substances, like there will be different small molecules, big molecules, there will be ions. So exchange of all those molecules present in cytoplasm takes place through gap junction. Okay, so it facilitates the cells to communicate with each other by connecting cytoplasm of adjoining cells for rapid transfer of ions, small molecules and big molecules. So through gap junction, all these substances can be transferred from one cell to another cell. So these are three main types of junctions found between adjacent cells. Now our next topic is connective tissue. So first of all, you need to know what is a connective tissue. Connective tissue links and support the other tissues or organ. Okay, so this is the main function of connective tissue, that it links the any two tissues together, and it support any other tissue or organ. And connective tissues are found most abundant in complex animal. Okay, this is the most abundant tissue, you can say, which is found in complex animals, in higher animals, you can say. All connective tissues except blood. Blood is also a connective tissue. So except blood, all connective tissues have fibroblast cells. So this is a type of cell which is found in all connective tissues, fibroblast cell, but it is not present in blood. These fibroblast cells secrete fibrous proteins called collagen and elastin. So you can say collagen and elastin are present in all connective tissues because these are secreted by fibroblast cell. These collagen and elastin give strength, elasticity and flexibility to tissue. That's why these connective tissue are very strong. These are elastic and very flexible. The cells also secrete modified polysaccharide. The same fibroblast cells also secrete some polysaccharides that form the matrix inside the tissue. Okay, so these polysaccharides accumulate between cells and fibers, right? So inside the cells, inside the fibroblast cell, there will be fibrous proteins like collagen and elastin, and there will be matrix substance which is polysaccharide and which is also secreted by same cell, right? So these are different connective tissues shown here. Now let's see how many types of connective tissues are present in complex animals. So there are main three types of connective tissues which are found in complex animals, and these are loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue and specialized connective tissue. We will study about all these. So loose connective tissue is further of two types, areolar tissue and adipose tissue. These two are type of loose connective tissue. Then dense connective tissue can be dense regular tissue or dense irregular tissue. And there are three types of specialized connective tissue found in complex animals. These are cartilage, bone and blood. So let's start with loose connective tissue. So in loose connective tissue, cells like fibroblast, macrophages, mast cells, etc. and fibers are loosely arranged in a semi-fluid matrix, as the name suggesting, loose connective tissue. So all the cells which are present here in this tissue are loosely arranged. Where these are loosely arranged? In a semi-fluid matrix. So a matrix is present like this. Here you can see a matrix is present in which different types of cells are present, and these are loosely arranged with the matrix. Okay, and these different types of cells are fibroblast, macrophages, mast cell. Okay, and along with these cells, fibers are also present. Now these loose connective tissue are of two types, areolar and adipose tissue. So these are areolar tissue and these are adipose tissue. Let's see about these also. First is areolar tissue, a type of loose connective tissue, right? So this areolar tissue is present beneath the skin. It is present below or beneath our skin. It serves as a support framework for epithelium. You know about epithelium. So this areolar tissue serve as a support framework. Okay, support framework for epithelium. And here you can see this areolar tissue because it's a type of loose connective tissue. So you can see here all these different cells are present, are loosely arranged. Okay, these are loosely arranged. So macrophages are present here. You need to make this diagram, okay, and you need to make all these different types of cells which are present in areolar tissue. So first see here, this is macrophage, this is fibroblast cell. Okay, fibroblast cell also secrete elastin and collagen, and fibers are also secreted by these fibroblast cell. That's why this name is fibroblast, means they secrete fibers. Okay, so you will make this fibroblast cell like this. First of all, you make this fibroblast cell, and after that show these fibers also which are secreted from these fibroblast cells. Okay, these blue colored lines will show the fibers. Then so these are collagen fibers. Okay, other than these, many different types of cells are present here. Like here you can see these fat cells. These are different immune cells present here, like mast cells are also present here, okay. And these are different neutrophils and other WBCs are present here, okay. And all these are fibers present here. So you make this diagram of areolar tissue showing all the different types of cells here. Next type of loose connective tissue is adipose tissue. It is seen mainly beneath skin, okay, like areolar tissue. It is also present beneath our skin. It's cell. So cells of adipose tissue are adipocytes. Cytes means cell and adipose tissue means adipo. So adipo word is for adipose tissue, okay. So adipocytes are called fat cells. These are the cells responsible for making adipose tissue, and adipocytes are also called fat cells, right, because these cells store fat. That's why these are called fat cells. Cytes means cell and adipo word represent fats. Excess nutrients are converted into fats. As you know, in complex organism, excess nutrients which are present are converted into fats, and that fat is then stored in this tissue, means in adipose tissue. So here you can see this is fat storage area, okay. This is a cell, adipocyte, and inside that adipocyte, this area, this complete area is fat storage area, and nucleus is present here like this on the periphery, right. In the central, this complete in the center, this complete area is fat storage area, and nucleus has been shifted towards the periphery so that this area can become large for storing fat, right. And this is plasma membrane of this adipocyte. So many such adjacent adipocytes are present here. This is one adipocyte, and all these adjacent adipocytes are present here, making a complete adipose tissue. Here you can see this is adipose tissue in which fat is present, okay. So fat is stored here in adipose tissue. Now next type of connective tissue is dense connective tissue. We have done about loose connective tissue. Now this is next type of connective tissue, dense connective tissue. So here, as the name indicating, dense. So fibers and fibroblast. Fibroblasts are the cell which secrete fibers, okay. So fibers and fibroblasts are compactly packed here. That's why it is dense. So dense connective tissue is of two types, dense regular and dense irregular. So here you can see this is dense regular connective tissue. This one is dense regular connective tissue. As you can see, this regular pattern here, and this is dense irregular connective tissue. Now let's study about dense regular connective tissue. So then it shows regular pattern of fibers. As you can see here, all these are fibers present here, and these are arranged in a regular pattern, okay. All are arranged in a regular pattern. So this is dense regular connective tissue. Collagen fibers are present in rows between many parallel bundles of fibers. So all these are fibers, okay. These are fibers. You can say all these fibers are present as parallel bundles, right, in a regular pattern, and between these parallel bundles of fibers, collagen fibers are present. Between these rows, these collagen fibers are present, and you can see here all these cells. These are adipocytes. These are fibroblasts present here, which secrete fibers. Example of dense regular connective tissue are tendons and ligaments. Now what are tendons? Tendons attach skeletal muscle to bone. So here you can see these are tendons which are present between our skeletal muscles and bones, means these help to attach our skeletal muscles to bone. And ligaments are required for the attachment of one bone to another. So these are ligaments present here which attach one bone to other bone. So tendons and ligament. In both, a connective tissue is found. Dense regular connective tissue is found. Next is dense irregular connective tissue, and here you can see this irregular pattern, irregular arrangement of fibers and fibroblasts. Okay, all these are fibroblasts. These purple color cells you can see here, these are fibroblasts, and these are collagen fibers, and you can see this irregular arrangement. So irregular pattern of fibroblast and fibers is found here in dense irregular connective tissue. It is present in our skin. So example of dense irregular connective tissue is found in our skin. Next type of connective tissue after dense connective tissue is specialized connective tissue, and here we will study cartilage under it. Okay, cartilage is a specialized connective tissue. So in cartilage, intercellular material, that is also called matrix, is solid and pliable. Pliable means it is flexible, and it is solid due to chondroitin salts. Chondroitin salts, a type of salt, is present inside the cartilage which make it solid, and it can resist compression also. So it is flexible and can resist compression. Now cartilage cells are called chondrocytes. Chondrocytes, cytes means cell, and chondro word is for the chondroitin salts, because inside these cells chondroitin salts are present. That's why these are chondrocytes, or you can say cartilage cells. So these chondrocytes are enclosed in small cavities within the matrix secreted by them. Okay, small cavity is formed. The matrix is secreted by these chondrocytes, and a small cavity is formed inside which these cartilages or chondrocytes are enclosed. Most of the cartilages in vertebrate embryos are replaced by bones in adults. So in adults, less cartilages are found, okay, because most of the cartilages which are present in our embryo stage are replaced by bones when in the adult stage. Okay, cartilage is present in the tip of nose. In an adult animal, cartilage is present in tip of nose. Here it is present in outer ear, means in pinna. Joints in vertebral column. So in vertebral column, many vertebrae are present, and between these vertebrae, means there is need of joining these vertebrae. So in between those vertebrae, cartilages are found. So you can say it is found in vertebral column. Also in the joints of limbs and hands in adults, these cartilages are found. Here you can see these are chondrocytes. These are cartilages, and all this matrix is secreted by these chondrocytes itself. Next type of specialized connective tissue is bone. Bone has hard and non-pliable matrix. So in cartilage, matrix was pliable, means it was flexible, but here matrix of bones is non-pliable, it is not flexible. Okay, and it is rich in calcium salts. So chondroitin salts are present in cartilage, but here in bones calcium salts are present. Okay, so you make these differences also in bones and cartilages. Calcium salts are present here in bones, and collagen fibers are present which give bone its strength. So bone strength is due to collagen fibers. Then bone cells are called osteocytes. Osteo word is representing bone here. Cytes mean cell. So bone cells are osteocytes. So bone cells or osteocytes are seen in spaces called lacunae. So these are called, this complete structure, these are called lacunae. Okay, and here you can see these are bone cells. So compact bone tissue. This complete lacunae having many osteocytes or many bone cells present here form a compact bone tissue or a complete bone, you can say. Okay, many osteocytes are present in a complete bone. So lacunae are the spaces in which bones are present. Here you can see all these structure. These are showing lacunae having bones. So here you can see these are osteocytes. This is an osteocyte or a bone cell, you can say, which is responsible for making a complete bone. Now what are functions of these bones? It provides structural frame to our body, right? It support and protect softer tissues and organs. Limb bones serve weight bearing functions also. Our limb bones, hand and leg bones serve weight bearing functions. Take part in locomotion and movement. Our limb bones help us in movement and locomotion. Blood cells are produced in bone marrow. Bone marrow which is present in our bones. So blood cells are produced in that. That's why bones are very important for making blood cells as well. Next type of specialized connective tissue is blood and a fluid connective tissue. We can say blood is a fluid connective tissue, okay, and this is the softest tissue, you can say. Blood is also called softest tissue found in our body. So it is fluid connective tissue containing plasma, red blood cells, those are called RBC, and white blood cells, that is WBC, and platelets. Okay, all these are present in our blood. Plasma, WBC, RBC, and platelets. All these are part of our, or you can say components of our blood. Blood help in circulation of various substances. So this is function of blood. Various substances like gases, carbon dioxide and oxygen, and also the nutrients present in food, the waste materials produced in our cells. All these substances circulate in our body through blood. So these are RBCs, you can see here cellular component of the blood, okay, and all these are representing the cellular component which are found in our blood. These are RBCs, then these are neutrophil, a type of WBC. Okay, here you see these are RBC, WBC, and platelets. And these WBCs are of different type. As you can see here in the diagram, these diagrams are different, okay, because different types of WBCs are present in our blood. So here you can see names of some WBCs like neutrophil, lymphocyte, monocytes, basophils. Okay, all these are WBCs, and these are platelets present in our blood. Now based on today's lecture, your homework is NCERT question number 6, 7th question part A and C, and 9th question of NCERT part C, D and E. Now let's discuss homework solution of previous lecture. Question number 8 of NCERT was given as homework, and the question is describe various types of epithelial tissues with the help of label diagram. So this is the direct question, and we have already studied about these epithelial tissues in previous lecture. So you need to discuss about all those types of epithelial tissues here, okay, with label diagram. So let's see. Epithelial tissues are found in lining of body surface, forming a protective surface. So these are present in lining of body surface. These cells are densely packed, means cells of epithelial tissue are densely packed with very little intercellular matrix, right? And various types of epithelial tissues are simple epithelium and compound epithelium. So you need to discuss about simple epithelium and compound epithelium with a labeled diagram. In simple epithelium tissue, you will tell that based on the structural modification of the cell, simple epithelial cells, or you can say simple epithelial tissue, are divided into 4 types. Squamous epithelium, so you will tell about this also with the diagram. Cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, and ciliated epithelium. I am not discussing all these again because this is a direct question and we have already discussed all these in our previous lecture. Next is answer for question number 9 of NCERT. A part of 9th question I gave as homework, and the question is differentiate simple epithelium and compound epithelium, and these are the differences. So simple epithelium composed of one layer of cells, while compound epithelium consists of many layers of cell. This is the first difference. Second is simple epithelium are involved in the function of absorption and secretion, while the function of compound epithelium is protection. Simple epithelium present in the stomach lining and intestine, while compound epithelium is present in the lining of buccal cavity and pharynx. Cells of simple epithelium tissue rest on basement membrane, while cells of the lowermost layer rest on the basement membrane, because there are multi layers of cells found in compound epithelium. So all the layers of cells cannot rest on basement membrane, only the lowermost layer rest on basement membrane. But because in simple epithelium only a single layer of cell is present, so we can say layer of cell, that single layer of cell rests on basement membrane, right? That all cells of simple epithelium rest on basement membrane, while all cells of compound epithelium do not rest on basement membrane. We can say that. Thank you.